Привет.
Privet, and it was a surprise that Her Highness was also going to be there. It's a feeling
Oh my
of,
God.
yeah, it's that feeling.
Like I will meet President Putin.
Guys, do you guys marry your cousin?
No.
Don't be scared, okay? We're
No,
changing.
I'm not scared.
And, Christian Dior, the brand?
Oh, yes.
Qatar is tiny. Qatar is this big. What can I say? Obviously, the World Cup that's coming is a big attraction. And schools from universities from America, universities, where it's from the UK, from London. Close the door on yourself. Keep it open and go through.
Really. Hello everyone, this is an international platform to stars. Today is the fifth part of podcast Международим. My name is Sabina and I'm really happy to introduce you to our new guest, Marьям, student of the Qatar Academy Doha, climate advocate, activist in youth leadership events, author of ecological project, natively speaks on Arabic and English, writer of kids book Let's Save Our Planet Together. Her homeland is famous as the richest country of the world, with picturesque and unique places and the hottest temperature in summer. So
100%, I agree.
yes. What's the
Okay, so
we greet you, Marьям. Yes.
thank you so much. Well, you had a great introduction. You introduced me. I don't even know why I'm here. You did a good job already. So just like she just said, I am an activist for climate action, youth leadership. I've been a part in many things, and I've been to Russia for the SPIF conference as well. Unfortunately, not this year, but in the past year. And like she just said, Qatar is really hot, and I agree.
What's the temperature now in Qatar?
I don't know. It's like, let me check for you. It's probably like 30 or something. It's really hot.
40? 40 or 30?
Yes, it's 40.
40, oh my God. But I can say that in my region, where I live now, is 37.
No, but it's not like Doha's heat.
It's
Trust
not
me,
like
our
Doha,
sun burnt us.
It's not like Doha. So, the first question will be about your native country, about Qatar. Because I don't know so much about Qatar. I know that this is the richest country of the world. There are so many beautiful, unique places like a desert near with the sea, and that's all I know. Can you
It's
get
okay, I'll tell you.
Can you get wide our knowledge about Qatar as a citizen?
Of course. Well, Qatar is honestly a gorgeous place to visit. I definitely recommend. Just don't come in the summer. Come during the winter.
Okay.
It's it's stunning. We have a lot of places to visit. It's not just desert, by the way. People think that Qatar is hot and it's desert, but we have a city. We have, especially now with the World Cup, FIFA 2022, we're very excited, honestly. It's going to be something we've never experienced before, and this country has been planning for it since like years and years and years ago, and I'm so proud to say that we're 100% ready, and we're so excited for this World Cup because, we're getting the attention we deserve. And honestly, Qatar is not just known for its for the football, but we have a lot of amazing museums, and we have rich culture and traditions that many of us love and share and validate a lot.
What about traditions? So we know that Qatar is an Islamic country. Yes, we can say that. So maybe
Okay.
what's the features about Qatar in this field?
Okay. About traditions and culture, like obviously, as you can see, this is a Muslim country, and I'm proud to say that I'm a Muslim. And it's becoming very open. That's something I'm proud to say, that Qatar is accepting everyone now. There's a lot of diversity. The population here is 3 million, but more than half of it is not Qatari. So yeah, we are very, very little people, a very tiny population who accepts everyone. So with time, the more diverse the country becomes. But our country has been diverse since day one, because our population is not even a million, and then our Qatar's population is 3 million. So most of it is not even Qataris. So yeah, I would like to say that Qatar is becoming very diverse, very open, very open for all, and accepts all, respects all, which is what our society and our community believes in, and what our culture and our religion teaches, that we're all the same and we're all human, no matter where we come from. And I think Qatar is a very good representative for that, because we're open. We have a lot of different places, communities. Even though it's a Muslim country, we have churches here. Even though it's a Muslim country, we have and job offers. It's not just Qataris, it's for everyone. So that's something I'm very proud to say, that my country is very, very diverse and very open and respects everyone.
Oh, it's really cool. And we know that Qatar is a strong, innovative country, and the education is one of the priority. So can you say how education there arranged, and what pupils and students do after completing school? Maybe what universities you have there?
Okay, I would love to talk about this. It's a very, very, very important topic, and Her Highness Sheikha Moza bint Nasser is a very strong advocate of education. She has this amazing program, Education Above All, where she provides education for everyone. And here we also have, we have free schools, we have free universities, and we have also private. We have private and public sectors. Of course, we have an education city. We have a city focused just for education, where schools, universities from all around the world are open. Schools from universities from America, universities, where it's from the UK, from London. We have Aberdeen, we have Georgetown, we have Northwestern, we have Texas A&M. It's open for a lot of courses. So, but as well, not only that, Qatar also promotes and pushes and motivates students to study abroad. We have a lot of students who study abroad. More than 10,000 students from Qatar are already studying in the UK. People are studying in America, in Russia, maybe, not sure. All around the world. And we have sponsors. You get a sponsor from any company. For example, I study at Qatar Academy Doha, which is in Qatar Foundation, which is education city. And they give sponsors there, where, you get a free scholarship. You get a scholarship. They send you outside. They pay for university. They give you a monthly salary. They make sure you're okay. And then they bring you back and you have a job guaranteed. Qatar is prioritizing education on an extent. I'm very proud to say this as well. It's open. Again, it's open for all, anyone who wants to join. But I would like to say that the free public schools are all in Arabic. So that might be a drawback for the international students that we have. But we also have the private schools that are 100% English. So, yeah.
So in school, you teach Arabic and English.
Yes, we have French schools. We have a school that teaches French. We have a Turkish school. We have Indian schools. We have a lot of different schools who, you can learn French and English. You can learn, for example, in my school, we have Spanish, French, Arabic, English, obviously. So it's a very, very wide option. But, obviously I prefer to take my language, which is Arabic, because it's the easiest. But
yes. What about you? You chose your future direction, maybe university, or you have a kind of ideas for your next development?
Okay, this question always scares me because I never know what to say. Well, I am hoping to get to study abroad, maybe in the UK, hopefully. I want to experience a different life. You know, I want to be more independent. And so I would like to go to the UK because, you know, I want to change the weather a little bit, live in that, because our winter is only 2 months and then it's just hot. So, you know, I want to go and I want to live that more independent life because here, you know, like we're supported by our family, and I'm pretty sure it's because that's also in the European and the Russian culture, where you're supported in your family until you're good to go. So I want to experience that life.
Okay, it's cool. Good luck with that. So,
Thank you.
You, in 16 years old, author of ecological project, is so impressive. It's fantastic. Really, I welcome. And how it was? What's the name of your project and what inspired you to create it?
Okay, I'll talk a little bit about my project and how it started and how I wrote the book and all of that. So this happened almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago, before COVID hit, I had an initiative where I wanted to spread more awareness to my community, to the Qatari community, to the world about ocean pollution. That was the focus. So I got the opportunity to do so by opening an Instagram account, and I used to do beach cleanups and all of that, and then COVID hit. When COVID hit, I felt like I couldn't do it anymore because I didn't know what to do. You know, it was a lot of like, you know, everything was like messed up. It was a shock for all around the world. It wasn't just in my country. So I focused on spreading awareness online because that was the only option. Everything was online. We were stuck and locked in our houses. So, you know, and then after that, when things started to open up, I went to Milan, Italy for the Youth for Climate Summit, the conference. And then when I went there, I had to have a project. I had to have something to talk about, which was, you know, educating the youth on plastic pollution and how we can reduce plastic pollution, all of that stuff. So I went to the conference, and it was honestly a time to remember. It was amazing, you know. We had a panel, and I talked about ocean pollution and youth involvement and the importance of, you know, youth leadership, because something very, very important, which is what Spief also is talking about. So, yeah. So after that conference, I was very motivated to continue, honestly. And then I thought about, you know, I've done my part. I've done the youth part. Now, what about the younger generation? No one is teaching the younger generation. It's very important to teach the younger generation. So I chose to write a kids book, and it was honestly, it was very fun. But it was also very difficult because, you know, maybe kids book, you think it's easy, but sometimes the words, and you have to explain, and it's sometimes very difficult trying to get that level of, you know, reading in English for them. But this took me a very long time, probably took me almost 5 months to work on the script, to work on the illustrations, to work on all of that. So that was my progress, and hopefully over time I'm going to have...
What's the next aims of your project?
The next aim of my project, I'm trying to be an advocate in this country. I want to be known for something very, you know, valuable and important. So I'm trying to put myself out there. I'm trying to talk about issues like climate action, worldwide issues, not just, you know, in this country. It's everywhere. It's a problem. So, you know, what pushes me to do this and what I'm hoping to see myself in the future is to be attending more conferences and be a speaker and get to talk and just continue on educating, because, you know, it's never enough. There's always more you can do. There's always more we can do. And maybe I can write a few more books.
Okay. So, in your Instagram, link on your Instagram will be in description. I saw that you had a meeting with Her Highness Sheikha Moza and Her Excellent Sheikha Hind. So, how it was? What's your emotions after that meeting?
Honestly, honored. It's like a feeling I cannot express, I cannot explain. And that day was a day to remember. I can never forget it. So when I met Her Excellency Sheikha Hind, I met her before Sheikha Moza. So I'd met Sheikha Hind beforehand as well. So it wasn't just the first time. And like I said, I'm so thankful to say this, but they're very involved They know what's happening. So Sheikha Hind already has heard about me because she is the chairperson of QF, vice chairperson, CEO. So she knows about the activities that the students do. She knows about everything. So when I saw her, honestly, it was at the conference in Qatar, WISE. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's a conference here that happened a few months back. So when I saw her, it was honestly, I was shaking. And I was like, oh my God, hello, I'm talking to you. And, and she was like, yeah, like, I'm so proud of you. And hearing those words come from someone like her, we all look up to someone like her. So she said that she's so proud of us and all of our achievements. And I got to talk to her about my book. And she was like, I can't wait until you publish it. So a few months after, when I had my book ready, I'm also in my school, I'm also the president of the Eco Club. So we had planned a mini planting session with the club and everything. And it was a surprise that Her Highness was also going to be there. So when we went there, I was told that she's coming, and I was like, oh my God, she's coming. We need to be ready. I saw Her Excellency first. She was there first, and we talked, and it was honestly just, I can never forget. I still remember. And when I gave her my book, she took a photo, and I was just, it's a feeling
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's that feeling. So, and then they were like, Her Highness, Sheikha Moza was coming. So we all stood outside, and I was the first person to shake her hand, and I was shaking, and I was like, oh my God, I'm talking to Sheikha Moza. And I had the honor to explain and talk about, and then I talked to her about my book, and I talked to her about the club. And that was basically the, 1 hour I can never forget in my entire life.
Let's say for our viewers, for auditory, maybe who do not know, who is Sheikha Moza and Sheikha Hind?
Of course, Sheikha Moza is the one and only. She is our, like you guys call the president. You have the President Putin. We have Sheikh Tamim, which is Sheikha Moza's daughter. So if I show you his picture, maybe you're going to recognize. But if I say the name, maybe you won't recognize. Maybe if I put a picture of Putin and Sheikh Tamim together, they're going to know who it is.
Yes. So your meeting was like, I will met President Putin. It was like that. Really. It's so impressive for you. So maybe you have some advices how to not be nervous in this situation when you met so well-known public figure.
Okay, I think this is very important to talk about. Thank you for this amazing question. Honestly, you're always going to be nervous. I'm not going to lie, you're always going to be nervous. Public speaking, talking to someone as well known as Her Highness, and as it's just scary. It's scary. But always fight it. Fight, and just know that if you're confident in yourself, you're gonna do amazing. I was terrified, but I made sure to just be confident. I know what I was gonna say. Don't talk about stuff you don't know. Do not talk about stuff you don't know. Only talk about stuff you know. Because if they start asking questions and you don't know what to answer, you're not gonna know how to answer. Unless you know how to make up stuff quickly, then you're good. But when you're standing in front of a group of people, or when you're standing to someone as, like Her Highness, you always have to make sure you are confident in what you're saying. And just making sure that, understanding that everyone is scared, everyone is always a bit nervous. But just make sure, because they've also been there before. Everyone has been a stage in their life where they're nervous a bit, but you just have to fight the urge. You have to make sure you're ready, and you have to make sure you know what you're talking about. Don't talk about something you don't know. That's very important, because if you talk about something you don't know, you will not know how to answer. Because when I was with her, when I was with Her Highness, she was asking very, very, very amazing questions. Wow. And I talked about my book. I talked about my experiences. I talked about stuff I've done, so I knew how to answer. That's very important, I think that just making sure you're talking about stuff you understand, or if you know how to make stuff up quickly, then you're going to be okay. But I don't recommend it because it's going to be scary. And then, practice makes perfect. Honestly, if I want to talk about my first experience, SPIF was my first experience publicly speaking last year at Russia. But I just like, after, the first sentence, I couldn't talk. If I had a video, I would show, but I don't really have a video of it was scary. It was very, very scary. But then, I looked around and everyone in the panel was my age. Everyone knows exactly, are feeling nervous. So, and it just takes practice, practice, practice. And with time, trust me, you just start talking to yourself in the mirror and then talk to your friends and then talk to a bigger group of people. But just always be confident in yourself. It's very important.
You as creator of ecological project, you bump into with things like, maybe I should stop. Maybe it's not cool. How to fight with these mites in head?
Yeah. It's normal. It's very normal for you to think that you don't want to do it anymore, especially with the book, because it took a very long time and I didn't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. But, I just had faith. I had faith in myself because, if I don't do it, I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose. If you do and achieve something, there are so many good things that are going to come with it. Fight it, fight. Don't give up. Never, ever give up. Honestly, giving up is just going to close a door that you never know what's going to happen. You open the door and you close it, you didn't go inside. You don't know what's coming. And it's normal for someone to experience difficult and challenges, but the more you fight it, the stronger you become and the more confident you become in yourself. So I think it's just like fighting, and like not giving up. And then obviously having motivation. Because if you don't do it, you're going to lose. This is something you can achieve. Like when you're talking in front of a big person, you want to talk to Her Highness or you don't want to talk to Her Highness.
Yes.
It's two options. It's yes or no. Obviously you're going to say yes, even if you're scared, because it's just 1 hour of the day. And this book is only 5 months of my life. And this is an achievement. This book is bringing me so many things, like interviews, and you're getting asked questions. I also went on national TV because of the book. Yeah. So you get so many things. So always never give up. And always have faith in yourself. And it's normal if you fail. It's normal if you fail.
So for our viewers, don't stop and never give up.
Don't close the door on yourself. Keep it open and go through.
So be eco-friendly for the moment. Nowadays it's popular. It's like a fashion maybe. And to talk with children about this topic. It's significant too. And how can you describe your work with children? How it goes?
See, I love children. So not everyone loves children, but I adore them. So it was something like, honestly, I very much enjoyed when I went down to the preschool and to the kids and, I sat down with them and you started talking, you're reading your book and they ask you questions and you feel this feeling I cannot explain. It's like, you're very proud. At the end of the day, you're going to be very proud of your achievement and very happy that you achieved something like that. So, it's like just, it was very wonderful. A lot of people don't like kids, but I like them. If you don't like kids, don't write a book for them because they can be annoying. But when you sit down with them, they ask you questions and you hear them, learning from your book, something you wrote is just honestly an amazing feeling.
What was the hardest in work with children?
I think the hardest part was getting them to understand. Because when I'm reading the book to the children, when I was writing it, I just thought it was writing, But when you're reading the book, they're like, they don't know what environment is. How am I going to explain what environment is? How can I explain what environment is to a 3-year-old? It's difficult. It's very difficult. Like language with the kids is very, very hard. Like, it's like some words like, recycle. How am I going to explain to 3-year-old what recycling is? Yeah. So it's just that part of, like communication.
And maybe it's for children, it's comparable things for let them understand hard words like recycling or environment. Yes, it's specific. So we talked about your project, about what you do, and it's really amazing. And I wish you to visit whole world with your mission and project. Yes, it's really cool. By the way, where have you been, and what countries, cities you liked more?
I've been to a lot of places around. I think I like Europe the most, to be honest. I want to say something about traveling. Like when you're traveling with your friends and when you're traveling with your family, it's two different things. For example, when I went to like, Milan or Russia or wherever it is, when they're with your friends, it's so much more fun. It's so much more fun and different. You have a freedom, you have a freedom to do what you want. So I think I will go with the best city I've visited. I cannot choose. Honestly, everywhere is just so pretty. It's so beautiful.
You can say, where have you been?
Okay, let me think of what I remember. I've been to France, I've been to Paris, I've been to Russia, of course. I went to Moscow for a few hours before we went to St. Petersburg because of the flights. From what we saw in the air, it was beautiful, but unfortunately, I couldn't drive around in the car. And then I've been to Italy, I've been to Austria, I've been to Germany, I'm trying to remember, Spain. A lot of places are very beautiful, and every country is different.
What you plans to visit? Maybe do you have some countries that you want to visit?
Of course. I'm planning to visit Switzerland. I've never been to Switzerland.
Switzerland, yes.
Yeah. And I want to visit some cities so I've been to Greece, but I've never been to Mykonos. I want to visit those in winter. So just to feel the vibe and enjoy. But that's for future. For when I study abroad.
Okay, so for study abroad, you should to complete 12 grades, yes? And then
Yes.
you will
Yes.
go to university.
Yeah. We have to finish 12 grades. You graduate 18 years old. And then obviously when you're 18 years old, you can have your own apartment, you can have your own, everything's different when you're 18. So I think it's a better option as well. Because if I graduate 17, I cannot, get me, anything or under my own name because I won't be, I'll be underage, a minor. So we study 12 years because I'm in American school, but there are British schools here where people can graduate after 11 years, like a year below us. But it's fine. Honestly, I prefer finishing, and because I take IB, the IB program. So yeah, I have to complete 12 years. 2 more years to go.
Okay, so when you will be hopefully abroad, study abroad, there will be other nationalities. And now it seems differences between mentality. So can you say what's the differences between Arabian mentality and between other people? Maybe, I don't know, maybe Arabians are strict or more confident. How you explain?
You're gonna get me in trouble. Obviously, we have two opposite cultures. Different, two different things. Our culture is here, and European or American or
There.
over there. I would say that our culture is a bit more closed-minded, a bit more strict, a bit more restricted. And then comparing it to the, countries around the world, like European culture, is very different. It's very more open. It's very more open-minded. It's very there are stuff that you see normal that is very not normal in our community and our culture. And what people mistake, and this is something I really do not like, people mistake our culture with our religion, and our religion is the opposite. It's two different things. So yeah, and I think because of our culture, it's been so engraved in our generations. But I can definitely tell you that it's changing with the new generation. Like with my generation, I can definitely tell you it's changing a lot. And it's like, I can say, for some people it's not growing. For me, I find it growing, that we're changing our mindset a bit from the very close-minded mindsets. We're being a little bit more open-minded, but there is that a very open-minded that, it's a bit over the line.
But do not forget about traditions and from other generations.
Yeah, of course. Something we cannot forget. It's something that's stuck inside us. It's never leaving us. Especially like, family is very important in our culture. Family is everything. Of course, in many, many cultures, not just ours. But with the Arabic culture or Qatari culture, we can say, it's a lot more, family orientated and family, and it's very weird for some people. Like, if I tell you, like, I don't know if you guys do this. Do you guys marry your cousin?
No.
We have that here.
You mean that marriage is an early year, like.
See, that was before. This is what I mean when it's changing over time. Like years ago, maybe like 10 or 15 years ago, people would get married in my age. Like my grandma got married in my 15, 14. And then my mother got married 18, 19. So yeah, that was before. We would get married at a younger age. But now, because time is changing, don't be scared, okay? We're changing.
No, I'm not scared. I'm just interested in. No, can I interrupt you? In Russia, there is two. Can be that a girl can have a marriage in 16, in 15. Yes, it can be. It can be. No, it's not scary. But now, yes. Times change.
Yeah, now there's no way. There's absolutely no way that's happening.
I think that in Arabian countries, women came to be more independent. Yes, it's like for the last time.
Of course, compared to before, 100%. Women before in our culture, this is very embarrassing. I don't like talking about it. It was very, it was difficult, and it was normal for them because that's what we were taught. And I mean, it's not just here, it's all around the world. Men were very, but in our culture before, women were very, restricted. They were very under, certain limitations and this. But now, time is changing. I'm not going to say it's not the same, but time is changing. And hopefully with time and with a few more, things get better. But now women are so much more independent here. And not just in Qatar, by the way. It's all around the Arabian countries. It's in Saudi, in Emirates, and
in
everywhere.
Russia too. Yes.
Yeah, of course. But it's just because of protection, or that's what they used to think. But now it's not like that. Now, thank God, it's very much different. It's more open. Like I told you, Qatar is being very more open, and especially with the country being very diverse, and communities and culture exchange is happening a lot here. So I think that's a big, factor that's helping, that type of, change.
Improving life of all.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
So every nationality has not only their own mentality, but their native language and religion. So can we talk about your native language and religion?
Of course, my native language is Arabic. It's known to be one of the hardest languages in the world. So I'm very proud to say that. I can speak a hard language.
Yes.
But Russian is very hard to understand too. So we speak Arabic here, all the time. But like I said, this country is being more diverse. So we have English workers. So it's our community all knows English now, so it's a mix of both. And it's actually, I think it's impacting our younger generations a little bit, that their Arabic is not as well as I know. Like the kids their Arabic are here and their English are here, which is not the best for our culture and our traditions. But we're doing fine, and Arabic is a very fun language to talk, and it's you can express yourself a lot more easier in Arabic than in English. And then for my religion, obviously my religion is in Arabic, and I'm so glad to say this, but like my religion is all about peace, and it's all about kindness and peace, which is so sad. The media represents the opposite. Honestly, if you come here, you're gonna see how our community and our people are very, very literally the opposite of what the media represents, which is sad, but it's life.
Yes.
I don't know, ask me questions you want to know about my religion, and I'll be more glad to answer.
Okay. I just wanted to say that I'm Muslim too.
Oh,
And
wow, I didn't know that.
yes, because in Russia we have so many nationalities, not only Russians. There's so many, very
Yeah,
diverse.
yeah.
So my nationality calls Tatar, and I'm Muslim too. So we pray on Arabic.
Really?
Really,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah.
I know some some Arabic, but
Maybe the phrases like mashallah and all of that. You know
yes,
that? Or
yes.
yeah.
Mashallah, I know this. Yes, Bismillah,
Yeah.
and
Oh, I'm so proud.
yes. So I just wanted to ask how it provides in your country. So maybe in a constitution or something document of Qatar wrote that this is a religion country, that there is a one statement religion. It's so, or
Qatar is known to be a Muslim country, and it's known to be open for anyone who's to come is more than welcome. Like I said, we have a church. We have, for other people who come, because it's a Muslim country, but we have to respect, and that's why I'm proud to say Qatar is respects everyone. So as long as you come and you respect us and you respect our, you come here, you have to respect a religion as well. Not over but just like when I come to Russia, I have to respect that I'm in a country that's that has different ways of doing things, that has a different culture. So, but we're honestly very open, and I can say this, and Islam is the number one religion here, and everyone here, most of us, all Qataris, I'm about to say it's a Muslim country. I don't know, and the questions about, I don't know, the headscarf, maybe? Want me to talk about that?
yes, but I do not know. In Quran wrote that women must to wear hijab.
I'll talk about when a woman hits puberty. She has to wear the headscarf, and the headscarf is not to be worn it's to hide her beauty. Hair is so beautiful. I open my hair, I look like someone else. So headscarf is not to oppress us, it's to hide our beauty and have us more modest. Honestly, I prefer being modest than going out there, and everyone has their own, everyone prefers something, everyone has their own preference, but I'm just saying for me, and I'm just saying for what I've been reading and what my religion, tells me, is that it just makes more sense if I cover myself out of respect for myself, have some respect for myself to cover and to stay modest. And honestly, I feel it feels great, to be honest. It just, and people think that this is uncomfortable. You get used to it, trust me. It's 40 degrees outside and I wear this when I go out, so imagine. It hides your beauty, and I think that's something very special. It's like, and you're not showering with it, you're not sleeping with it. You can take it off around family, you can take it off around your mother, your father, your brother, but you cannot take it off the people you can marry. And in Islam, you can marry your cousin, you know. In Islam, you can marry a stranger you see in the street. So you have to, you know, stay covered in modest. And it feels, you know, it feels special for when you get married. Your husband is the only guy who sees you, you know, I don't want to explain, but your husband is the only, you know. So I think that's very special. It's very special.
So we talk about religion, and now we're going to talk about language specifically, because I want to maybe playing some game. I will talk in Russia, so you in Arabic. Maybe I will translate my phrases in English. Okay?
Okay.
And you
Just let me say something quickly. Sorry for interrupting. In Arabic, there are different dialects, just like there are different American English dialects. So Qatari dialect is very different from, you know, Omani dialect, or Qatari dialect is very different from Kuwaiti dialect. So I'm going to talk of my dialect in Qatari dialect, and not the traditional, you know, Arabic.
okay.
Because there is traditional Arabic, but I cannot talk it in traditional Arabic very well. I try to use some words.
Okay. So I begin to say, Привет. It is hello.
Yeah, I know that. I know that. Привет, I know it's hello. And I know спасибо. Спасибо is thank you.
Спасибо is thank you, yes. So how these words sounds on Qatari Arabic?
I'll say this is in traditional Arabic. Salam alaikum. It's that's hello. That's peace be upon you, and that's what our religion says. Because Arabic is from our religion, so it's a mix. So salam alaikum or marhaba. Marhaba is hello, or ahlan. There's so many words. So yeah.
How to say thank you?
Shukran.
Shukran.
Yeah, shukran. There's only one way to say thank you.
So the next will be, that's all simple phrases. Как дела? This is how are you?
Yeah. How are you in Arabic is, I'll say it in traditional Arabic and in my dialect. So in traditional Arabic is كيف الحال, and in Qatari dialect is شخبارك.
So different.
شخبارك is for a girl, شخبارك is for a guy.
Shahbarak, how was it?
شخبارك is for a girl, شخبارك for a guy.
Shahbarak. Okay, and
Yeah.
we should to say that in Arabic, specific sounds, specific pronunciation with the throat, with the tongue. Can you say some words? Yes.
Can you say kha?
Ha, ha, yes. I can't.
Kha from the back.
Ha, ha, ha. No. No.
It has to come from here. Kha.
Ha. No.
Almost.
I'm just inhale. Exhale.
And then can you say ba? Ba.
Ba. No.
Ba. Ba.
Ba. Ba.
Ba. Yeah, you can say that.
Ba.
Can you roll your R's? Ra.
Ra.
Yeah, you can roll your R's. Let me think. Let me try to think. I think it's the kha that everyone finds difficult.
Yes. And I want to say one thing, that when I prepared for interview, I found what is the right pronunciation of Qatar. How to pronounce it is more right, because
The way His Highness pronounced it, and everyone in the right way, is Qatar.
Qatar.
Qa, qa, from the back. Yeah.
Qatar.
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 Qatar. Okay.
And then in English they say Qatar. And then in Qatari dialect it's very weird, but we say Qatar.
Qatar. For you, what's more fine for you to pronounce it?
because I'm used to talking about my country a lot, and the formal way to say it is Qatar, so I always say Qatar, Qatar,
Qatar,
you know.
Qatar, Qatar, Qatar. Okay. So, continue with the phrases. Какая сегодня погода? What's the weather like today?
Oh, okay. In Arabic, it's كيف الجو اليوم.
Oh, it's hard.
كيف الجو اليوم. Seriously, it's hard.
Oh my god.
كيف كيف
كيف
الجو
الجو
اليوم.
اليوم.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay, it's not so hard.
yeah. See, Arabic is easy.
And я люблю тебя. I love you.
أنا أحبك.
أنا أحبك.
Yeah, easy. Your pronunciation is a bit off, but it's fine.
Sorry, I just tried to
No,
learn.
it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Oh my god, it's fine. I'm just.
I tried to learn. I wish to be a linguist and know Arabic once.
I will teach you.
Okay, thank you. So maybe you want to add some phrase.
Can you say? There's a letter I want you to say, but I'm trying to think of a word. أعطيني.
It's a letter in Arabic.
That's the word. أعطيني is give me. أعطيني.
أعطيني. أعطيني.
You have to say from the back.
أعطيني.
Almost.
Okay, I will try. So after this beautiful linguistic trip, we go to the real trip, and I want to ask you about attractions of Qatar.
Of course. What can I say? Obviously, the World Cup that's coming is a big attraction, and it's making us so, it's going to be exciting to see people coming from all around the world. Very, very exciting, and it's scary. It's a bit scary because Qatar is known to be one of the world's safest countries. So when we're having people come from very dangerous countries around the world, it scares us a bit because we're not used to that type of environment. We've been trying to be as positive and as hopeful, hoping nothing bad's gonna happen. But it's very scary. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen. It's unknown. That's the biggest attraction that's here in Qatar. But of course, we have the museums, the Qatar Museum, and we've had Christian Dior, the brand.
Oh yes.
We had I think it's still here in Msheirab. We have a sustainable city that's called Msheirab. And it had like a Dior museum where we had like dresses.
Wow.
And I don't remember people like very, we also had Her Highness outfits in the museum and people from all around the world. I'm pretty sure we had like Marilyn Monroe or something. We had their dresses here, which is also very, exciting.
Wow.
Yeah, you see, I'm trying to think of other amazing things you can do here, and obviously the desert is just obvious. We have a beach and we have oceans all around this country. It's a peninsula, so obviously. I think our biggest attraction is the World Cup for now, but and Qatar has been focusing on sports, so that's also amazing and exciting. Let me try to think. Qatar is tiny. Qatar is this big, this big. But it's so surprising how we have a lot of exciting things to do here. We have a sustainable city. We have Qatar. We have, obviously Silane, where there's resorts, and you literally can stay at resorts. And we have villas and like Salwa. So it's honestly stunning. You just have to visit one day.
I wish, because it's really interesting to see Qatar, and after you describe the museums, the attraction, it's really, there will be pictures during you talking about attractions.
From now on, before you come here, tell me. I'll make a plan for you. And I'll make sure you come here, and I'll make sure you know exactly where to go. I'll take you.
Okay. But what's the specific moments that tourists should to know before go to the Qatar? Maybe it should be something special where.
Yeah. Like I said, Qatar is a very modest and a modest country. So it's just respecting, like, I'm not saying you have to come covered up, but just respecting, if you wear whatever you want to wear, there is no problem with that even. Like, the community here, the country here, they mind their business. We don't get involved in something doesn't concern us. So I think it's just when you first come here, it's going to be a very different, experience, especially if you've been living in Europe or in a country where it's different. But, being modest in specific places, like, you can't enter somewhere. Like, there are some malls that are still restricted, but it's just out of respect to our culture and our religion. It's just that type of thing. It's just basic respect that you need to have. And then other than that, it's just like, there isn't really a lot of things. It's hot.
Yes.
It's hot. Don't bring winter jackets. Unless you're coming during winter, it's a bit cold for us. For you, maybe it's hot, but for us, winter 16 degrees is cold. So I'm not sure.
In my area, they're under 0-20 degrees.
Never.
It can be.
Never. Maybe the lowest we've had was probably 6.
Oh. Yeah.
That was the coldest, and we were freezing. It was so cold.
There is no snow in winter?
Nope. No snow.
The next question, we told on your native language, on Arabic, so now is my favorite topic, national kitchen. Maybe you know some dishes and cook by yourself, maybe.
Of course, our food is delicious. So, well, starting off, our country shares a lot of dishes with, like countries around it, like Saudi Arabia, or, Dubai or whatever. Our main dish would be rice and heavy food. And it's known in our culture, like this was before. I tell you that our culture is slowly changing now, but we eat with our hands. Specific dishes are eaten with our hands, and it's like a lot of, it's like rice. And we're most famous known for a dish called machboos, and it's so yummy. It's so yummy. It's like rice with a lot of spices and then chicken or meat, and it's so good. That's my favorite.
And you can cook this dish, yes?
I mean, it's very difficult, but I try. I've never tried to cook, some dishes, because it takes a long time, especially when you're making like meat. So, but it's very easy. I think it's just, you just put rice and you put a lot of spices and vegetables and your water, like boiling water, and the meat, and you close and just let it cook.
Oh, it's so yummy.
Yeah, it's so yummy.
So we have a really great conversation, and for the last one, I want to ask you, maybe you have some story from your experience as a activist, as a climate advocate, maybe some about project, some stories that you can share with us. Maybe you had meeting not only with Her Highness Sheikh Hamoza, maybe with other.
Of course. Well, when you go on conferences like these and when you do stuff like that, you meet a lot of people. You meet a lot of amazing, great people you learn a lot from. Like I have had this connection with Laura since FIF, which is almost 1 year now. So you make very strong connections. And I know like a girl I've also met in Russia who came to Qatar, by the way. She came all the way here, and yeah, she did. So it's very, very interesting. For a story, let me think of something. Like, you want a funny story or a serious story?
How you want? Maybe funny, maybe serious.
Let me think. Oh, I remember. So this was the day, it was in Milan. It was in Italy. It was the day of our panel. And because of COVID restrictions, they only allowed 5 people to sit on the panel. And we were maybe 8 people, maybe 8 people. So we were a lot. Like, it was a big panel, you know? So we had to sit on the first row, and then we had the other panelists sitting in front of us. And then every time one of us would want to speak, we have to switch seats. So if my friend is sitting on the panel, and it was so unorganized and scary, and I started to, like, I was panicking. I sat there on the chair because I felt like it was a mix-up. It was a mix-up. And the person who was on the panel said my line, said the paragraph I wrote, and we practiced together. So I sat on the audience seat because it was the first row for us, and then the panel as well. So I was panicking. I was like breathing. I was like so terrified. It was so scary because I don't know what to say now. She took my part. So, and then when I went to sit down, I had to stand up. I had to wait for my friend to move, and then we had to sit down. It was the messiest thing ever. But then I sat down, and I talked about like my part and environment and my project. And then after that, it was fine. I had to move, and it was just very messy. Like, I would switch. We would switch seats all around the panel. That was one. And there's another story that's very embarrassing. I don't want to embarrass myself, but I think I will. This is very unprofessional of me, but there was a panel about fake news. And it was old people, but it was very, very old people, and it wasn't interesting. It wasn't interesting. And I was so tired. Like, I didn't sleep the night before. We were practicing for our panel and everything. So we sat there, me and my friend, and we fell asleep. And it was only us in the panel, and it was so embarrassing because it was an accident. I didn't even mean it. Like, it accidentally happened. So, we accidentally fell asleep, and then we woke up and we were like, oh my God, what are we doing? It's so unprofessional. But it was a great panel.
Okay.
These trips, and you learn a lot from them. Honestly, you get to have very funny moments and experiences. It's hilarious. There was this one time my friend was gonna be bumped by a car because we were running around this. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Was really? And now it's normal with.
No, she's okay. Nothing happened. She just it wasn't a car. It was a motorcycle. And it was at night, and we were allowed to go out with our supervisors and our teachers with us. Oh my God, if anyone hears this, they're gonna kill me for telling this story. So we were walking, and then my friend told her, and he was like, run, you only live once. Why not? Just live your life. And she started running, and she stood in front of the street, and the guy in the motorcycle was coming, so she fell on the floor. It was hilarious. Yeah, and then she never ever lived her life again. She's like, no more running in the streets.
That wasn't traumatic for her.
It was very traumatic for her.
Oh,
we make fun of it now. It's fine.
Okay. No, the main that now it's fine.
Yeah.
So you want to be on match in December when will be World Cup?
Of course I want to attend. It's something obviously I want to do, but I hope that I'm able to go, but it's going to be very scary, to be honest. I'd prefer sitting back home and watching on the TV, because if I were to go there, I don't know what it's going to be like, I'm not, because I feel so safe in my country. It's just 100% safe, and it's just such an amazing feeling. Like, I can walk around at night, and I can go wherever I want to, and it's like I know where to go. I know everything. But it's going to be scary. It's going to be very different. Like I said, for the World Cup, Qatar is wanting to open a little bit more for the people, to make it more for everyone. So when they come, it's going to be, people from all around the world, people who drink alcohol, drunk people are going to be around, people from different, backgrounds. So it's going to be very different for us. So it's like very exciting, but scary.
And this is first experience for Qatar to
Yes.
be host of
Yes.
so big event.
100%. The first ever experience.
So we have a very great conversation. We discuss all your project, your deals, native country Qatar. We talked on Arabic. It's really amazing. Thank you for your time.
Thank
Shukran.
you. Afwan. Спасибо.
Thank you for watching.
Спасибо за просмотр.
Yay! Bye. Bye.
Bye bye, viewers. Hope you enjoyed.
See you next podcast Международим. Bye bye.